Greetings, beautiful people. So I haven't been on the cast for a while. I've been working on some projects, but I wanted to come in because it's this song that it's been playing that I kind of wanted to talk about because it kind of correlates with life, with everything that's going on. So the song is called "I Drink Wine" by D.A.Y. I'm going to read you the lyrics of the first part of this song. So it goes, how can one become so bounded by choices that somebody else makes? How come we both become a version of a person we don't even like? We're in love with the world, but the world just wants to bring us down by putting ideas in our heads that corrupt our hearts somehow. When I was a child, every single thing could blow my mind. Soaking it up for fun, but now I only soak up wine. They say to play hard, you work hard, you find balance in the sacrifice, and yet I don't know anybody who's truly satisfied. You better believe I'm trying to keep climbing, but the higher we climb, it feels like we're both none the wiser. So I hope I learn to get over myself, stop trying to be somebody else, so we can love each other for free. Everybody wants something, and you just want me. Why am I obsessing about things I can control? Why am I seeking approval from people I don't even know? So this is like, I want to say, this is kind of like uh what is happening throughout of our lives, just as in the song how it says, when we were children, everything excited us, everything was exciting, everything was colorful, everything was brand new to us. It wasn't like we didn't have all of these what they would call conspiracy theories in our head, this battle between what is right, what is wrong. Is this information true? Is that information true? Where did this information come from? It's like children don't have that to worry about like adults. And when we were children, we didn't worry about gathering so much information and gathering, even though it doesn't interest us, we didn't worry about gathering information. But a child, what? But a child soaks up everything. Children are like observers. They sit back and they watch everything. They can't decide. I mean, not can't decide, but they're not worrying about or trying to decide on what side they're going to be on. And this is why I find out that humans, well, not humans, but adults have an issue with trying to pick sides. When if we overstand, understand, and understand that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, some of these things that we worry about, cry about, belligerent about, go at war against, because when you look back in history, humans have always destroyed humans. Okay, that's just what it is. Humans have always destroyed humans. Humans has always tried to conquer other humans. Humans have always tried to, take over something that they feel is rightfully theirs. That is out in history. Okay, so for as long as we can remember, there's always been war. Just look at every century or every decade, how there is a new war starting, how there is a new war beginning. And it's because, once again, humans are trying to take over something that another culture or peoples are residing in. Half of the times we don't even know what these wars are over with. Like, we don't know what they're fighting about. And sometimes it be natural resources, to where that land has that natural resources, that natural resource or resources, and these people are trying to take over it. That, like, this is like humans always fighting humans. Always, always, always. So at this point, do we have to worry about an alien invasion? Like, do we have to worry about that? I don't think so. If it if it was to happen. But just look at all the things that are happening around the world. There's a lot of agendas, a lot of things that's happening where it's separating people. It is not bringing people. Even knowledge is starting to separate people, because this person think they're right. This person think that they're right. This person feel like they have found the answer. This person feel like what they're talking about is correct. And the crazy thing is, they can all be correct. Like, they can all be correct. It's like people don't want to overstand, understand, and understand that everybody have a different perspective. Everybody didn't grow up the same way. Everybody probably didn't receive love. Everybody probably didn't receive hate. Everybody just grew up in the same environment for we to automatically assume that the way that we perceive things is how it is. It's like set in stone. And things like that I just don't like. I feel like we should be able, I feel like we just start at this point accept people for who they are, especially if they upfront telling you who they are. It don't matter who they are, just the fact how we should just accept people who they are and make adjustments that way. If somebody is like, for example, look at people names from now on, look at their names and see what they have inside of their names. Their name will tell you a lot of things that you need to know about them and their character. So I remember I had this girl who was a friend, and I remember her social media name was Roof. She had Ruthless in her name. So I was like, I never paid no attention, never paid no attention until I noticed that she is ruthless. That's how she is. So not only did she tell me through her name verbatim, that's what she is. I saw it in her actions and in her character. So that's why I'm saying pay attention to people, pay attention to be have good discernment. Some things that maybe you may look at someone that's beautiful or handsome or sexual or however they say it, and you may automatically just think they have a sometimes they can have a bad attitude, based off of we're just going off based off on looks. And we know how that situation always ends up when we just go off of what how a person looks. Right now, prime example. Now, as I said before, as children, everything excites us. But also, I also said that we all grow up in different environments. So, although there may be children where everything excites them, they're excited about things, they're really interested in the world that they see around them. It also may be children who don't experience that at home. They home maybe it may be closed minded. It may not, they may not talk to each other, communicate with each other. Prime example, my boys are in school now. My girls are at home with me, and I still homeschool them. But my son, he's in kindergarten. He just started kindergarten, and I don't put them in daycares. I don't. They don't go to VPK. I pretty much teach them at home up until, well, still doing it. But so my son, he kept coming home. Like on the first day he came home and told me about this girl who was being mean to him, like, you can't sit next to me, and just like being mean. And remember how when we grew up, no, I'm an 80s baby, so when I grew up in that time, it was like they pretty much wanted us to believe and to think that when a boy or a girl hits you, that means that they like you. No, and that is incorrect. No one that is oh my gosh, do you see what I have to unwrap all of the mess that we was taught? There is no one should be mean. No one should be, or no one that likes you is going to be mean to you. That is not the truth. Now, maybe children don't know how to express things, certain things as adults are. Okay, maybe that is. But you're not mean to someone that you like. It's either you're gonna be mean because either there's something to where somebody said something, or maybe there's an I don't know what it is. So but it's not an excuse for you to be being mean because of whatever. Now it was like it kept going on, first day of school. So then it was like one day he came home and I just saw in his face that he was really hurt. And my son is sensitive. Oh my God, he's sensitive like his mommy. We was wrong. We thought it was gonna be the other child. It's him. Oh my gosh. Maybe because he's the baby, and I do kind of baby him a lot. I do. I do. I'm gonna try to stop doing that. But can't help it. It's the babies. The babies are always babied. Okay? I just can't help it. He is the baby. And so when I saw him get out of his dad's truck, I just saw a look on his face. I can tell that he was hurt. I can tell something was bothering him. And so he was like, the girl was being mean to me and she asked me for a hug. And when I tried to give her a hug, she backed up like I couldn't give her a hug. I was like, that little. I was like, oh no, she didn't. Or like, oh no, she did not. Like, do you like that? Because he is just so sweet. He's so freaking sweet. His sisters be trying to do him the wrong. His sister be trying to do him like that. I'm like, son, these girls, son. Unfortunately, you got to deal with it for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. Because they know he's not going to do anything. He's not going to hit them back. Like, he's just so sweet. And I'm like, just, why you, like, oh my gosh, stop doing my son like that. Like, God. So, so I was like, no, you know what? At this point, I'm going to say something because he's not going to say, like, he's not going to be mean back to her because he really was anticipating on going to school, making friends. And so, I'm going to say something because this is not right that a little girl is being mean to him. And so I was hesitant on writing the teacher because, I don't like, it ain't that I don't like, but my child, I don't care if I like it or not, it's going to get handled. And so, I had did whatever to the teacher, whatever. And so, that's just like basically what I'm saying about, children being growing up in different environments, and you can expect for some people just expect for it just think that their children are angels when they're not around them and they don't do anything, and that can't be mine. Oh my gosh, you didn't do that. Some people actually think that about their child, and that's just not true. Some children just don't like to listen. It don't be either the parents. Sometimes children just don't like to listen. There are so many different versions of children. But they're intriguing to watch and to learn from because children don't really some children don't really hold on to things for too long. The normal children, we're going to say the normal children, okay? But so I wanted to have a conference, but it was like that wasn't a priority to them. It was some big thing that was happening at the school, and they was more concerned about that happening. So, the parent teacher conference couldn't happen. But I don't care. I was gonna come up to that school because bullying is not tolerated on no level. Kindergarten all the way to the workforce, all the way to the military, all the way to like it should not be tolerated at all in no setting. It doesn't matter what setting it is. And so I don't like bullies. Like I see it so much with grown-ups bullying other grown-ups, children bullying other children, and it's just not right. I just don't like the bullies. So we had to, handle that. And it pretty much I can tell that going to school kind of like how your child have that light or that spark. I can tell that it kind of it kind of took the spark away compared to when they was in homeschool. They don't have that spark like that, right, like anymore. But I'm pretty sure if I was to take them out of school and put them back in homeschool, they would. And I did that just for the boys to be out of the house, just to absorb more, to get more experience. Girls, you got to hold on to girls. They will You got to hold on to girls. You can't let them loose too quick. You cannot, even though girls I feel like grow up a little bit faster than boys, you can't send them out quick. Girls can get easily distracted. They can get distracted from friends, from boys, and all this other type of stuff. We're not having that. That's pretty much what I wanted to say about that. But this song really put things in perspective about how we love this world so much, but the world brings us down. Look at all the news that's happening right now. Do we really want to hear this stuff? Even though it is a horrible situation, do we really want to hear this? Do we really want to go through the traumatic experience all over again every time we turn on YouTube, every time we turn on, social media? We're hearing the same thing over. Remember I told you about that dream I had where everything was on repeat. Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. That needs to be a song at this point. Because that's all that's happening. Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, reverse, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, reverse. Like that's pretty much the theme of what's been going on for at least the last 5, 6 years. That's kind of like how the world has been going. Like it's like I'm now at this point I'm in this world, but I'm not of it at this point because it's too much happening. There's too much going on. It's just too much. It's too much. But it's like the Terminator. Like it's like the Terminator, Men in Black, um, Stranger Things, um, Signs. Like it's um, freaking. What's the movie? They see or I. It's like all of that bunched into one. it's so much happening to where it's like even the ideas that are being put in our head is corrupting people's heart. So where we have the women hate the men, all at you FNs and all of this. You have the men hating the women. You don't do enough of this, and we want this, and like it's just oh, give it up already. It is corrupting people's heart. It is like reversing everything. You got men wanting to be women. You got women wanting to be men. You got men wanting to have women roles. You got women wanting to have men roles. It's like, can we just calm down for a little bit? Like, calm down for a little bit. Because, like, where is this going to lead? Where if everybody have their own agenda, if everybody has their own agenda, where is there a time to where there's going to be peace? I don't see that happening right now. Like, I don't know. I don't know what these, it just doesn't seem like it's happening right now. And I can definitely, like, we can tell that it's not happening. Even if you try to hide yourself in your room and try not to go out into the public, that's still not good. You still cannot not mingle with people because that's a part of your, cognitive health, of your, of you having memory. You have to interact with people. Interaction is part of your growth. I know sometimes people don't like to talk to people, and there were people, I'm one of those people, but it's like it's healthy for you because when you start to get by yourself and start to, think like when you just start to get by yourself, you start just thinking weird things. Your thoughts become, it's like your thoughts start to turn against you, kind of. People who have been, I'm not saying you can't take time out to yourself, have your me time, yeah, but not for long, 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 long periods of time where there is no type of interaction with people. Sometimes when I go out in public, I notice how there are people that that'll talk your head off, and those be the people that be locked in all the time, and they don't really have people at home and talk to. So that's when there's people in public. I talk or I just listen. Sometimes people just want you to shut up and listen. You ain't gotta be putting your 2 cents in all the time. Just sometimes people just want you to shut up and just listen. Just don't say nothing. They just want to get it out. Let them get it out, and then once they get it out, it may make them feel better. Talking is healing too. Talking is very much healing, just as well as I promote. Writing in journals and expressing yourself is healing. As long as you getting it out there, like it has to get out of you. Don't I don't feel like you always got to come online and tell people this and tell because people are weird now. You can't even do that anymore because now it's kind of like, oh my gosh, they may see something in your background that's whoa, oh my gosh, let's investigate, let's go and pull up these person records. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my god. Like it's like, do you want to like it's like something like that, or like start like a small intimate group where it's only like a few people or a few members that you all can be vulnerable with each other. Like, but at this point, I don't recommend nobody being vulnerable to the world. This world is wicked and just want to corrupt your heart, like we said. And when we go back into literature, we find that our hearts have play a big role on you know transitioning. I know in Egyptology, I'm probably not even saying that right, but in that culture, I know that your heart. They say that in order for you to transition, your heart has to be light as a feather, which means your heart can't be with all of this unforgiveness and you harboring ill will towards somebody, and it's somebody that you still don't like because of whatever the reason. Like that your heart plays a big role, and also another thing too that I want to say is health kind of like exposes what people are going through or harboring. Heart disease deal with broken hearts. Heart disease deal with harboring on to um unwanted emotions or negative emotions, or just having a sour heart where you weren't or did not heal properly. We have a lot of people that are still holding on to things, which, I'm not going to say rightfully so, but I get it. I understand. I mean, like everybody's different. Everybody is different. So we can't force people and, pointing the finger at people all because their healing is taking longer than what we want it to. We think healing is supposed to happen once we read this book, or once we listen to this person, or once we go to this place. And that's just not what healing is. It's not like that. And if you are healing, you have people around you that has patience. Patience is virtue. Have people around you that's going to have patience with you, and that's going to, be with you during the journey without all of the judgment and without all of the negativity, stuff like that. That'll just prolong it, and that'll add more trauma to you that you don't need. Like, we don't need people to keep adding more trauma. We do not, we don't. I don't care if it's in the world around with this crazy mess that's going on. I don't care if it's elections, politics, musicians, celebrities. Nothing is going to, nothing should nothing should bring you down. And then when it's bringing you down like that, pass your attention to something else. Change your attention and pay attention to something. Our attention plays a major role in what gets pushed and what doesn't get pushed. And of course, we know the algorithm and things and whatever. We already know that these huge platforms don't want certain things being out. That's why I'd rather I'd rather just do the podcast thing for right now. I would like to do the YT thing, but I don't like being censored. I don't like not being able to say certain words. But that's kind of that's another thing I want to talk about too that I read in the lyrics. Stop trying to be like somebody else so we can love each other for free. When you meet people, it's kind of like, am I getting the real person, or is this some made up character that you just want to present to people to make people like you? Pretty much like a people pleaser, pretty much. And we've already gone through people pleasing. When you go out, and you should be able to go out and be able to be yourself. And if you can't be yourself around whoever, them not your people. Those are not your people, and you're gonna have to keep looking. That's not your tribe. You're gonna have to keep looking. We come across people like, even like, I hear people say, particularly women, hear them say they don't have a lot of female friends, or it's hard to meet people now. And and I feel like it's because we're just used to social media. We're used to just pressing add friend without even knowing the person. When you're actually trying to develop an authentic, real friendship or relationship, you have to be friends first. Like, you have to actually like each other first. We need to go back to these steps, because I feel like we have forgotten so much, because all of the radiation that's going in and out throughout our body on a daily basis, not just from our cell phones, but from the poles out. Even if you don't have a cell phone, when you go out and outside, there are these huge towers that is all over the neighborhood, all over your towns, all over the cities. No, like all over. I literally saw them have a tower in someone's yard, in the person's yard, y'all. I said, wow, I know they hear her every day. Every day they may have a headache. I know they do. I have a headache when I put the phone up to my ear. That's why I have it on speaker, or I have headphones or something. At first, I was against this. Gonna turn to a whole nother conversation, but at first I was against the like the Bluetooth headphones and things like that, because like, where the cord is, like, where's the cord? The cord is invisible, huh? Okay, like, just things like that. Love should be free, and love is free. Love does not cost any money. Being nice doesn't cost any money. It also promotes great health. Let's talk about that too. You'll see the people who are mean and just mean throughout their life, because they may have health issues. And I noticed that throughout a lot of, just look at history. Just look at history. Look at people in your life. Look at it. Just look at the situation. Being mean and harboring on to things, like I said, what disease does, it creates health issues. Yes, being mean to create health issues, because it takes so much for you to be mean. Just think about, it takes so much energy for you to have to be mean, for you to generate that much energy. Like, it's just weakening your auric field when you're mean to people. So instead of reacting to people that's mean and just trying to get up on one, and what they say, do your big line, like, oh my gosh. But instead of doing that, just sit back, observe. Like I keep saying, sit back and observe. We don't have to counteract everything or respond to everything or um choose everything. Just because this person knows something don't mean that we have to go out there and run and learn it. I see this. So where knowledge is becoming, it's becoming like a, like, what do they call it, like fiat. It's becoming like a currency, to where I love to learn. Like I love reading books. I have a huge bookshelf. I just went to the bookstore the other day and wasn't supposed to be in there because I don't need no more books because I haven't got no room. But I also take a break. There's a pause, to where I also love creating things. I also love writing. I also love, like, there's so much thing I love to do. I can't even do all of it in one day. But I feel like it's becoming or like it's becoming to where, well, where the information is being skewered a little bit, or it's like there's misinformation now just because it this person want to be the first one to tell it, or this one person want to be the first to say that, or like it's like things like that. That's why a lot of things I just don't even talk about anymore, because I don't it doesn't first of all, it's not important to me. Secondly, is this gonna uplift me or is this gonna bring me down? Like, it's like information is cool to learn, but it's like some information brings you down while other information lifts you up. Or just the same as with music. Some music lifts you up while other music will bring you down. Like, that's just kind of like how I'm looking at it now. Like, do you want to be uplifted or do you want to be, you know, down in the rut? That's why it causes for balance. Balance. It causes for balance, to where you can see somebody else doing the same thing that you like, but it's not going to be a competition with that person, or you're not going to feel uneasy, or you're not going to feel like you have to get up on one of that person. That's what healing, that's what real healing is. That's what real love is. That's what being yourself is, and not trying to be like somebody else. We live in a world where it's monkey see, monkey do, and it's kind of like there's nothing new up under the sun anyway. So people don't even have to rush to be like, I'm the first one that said it. I'm the first one that did it and wore it. I'm the first one that did that. Like, you don't have to do that because there's nothing new up under the sun. Before you was the first one that said it, somebody else said it before you. So it's like, I don't know. It's just I don't like no agenda that's causing separation. I don't care what it is. I don't like no agenda that's causing separation. I'm not about separation. So this conversation went on longer than it was supposed to, but observers observe. Take a step back and stop getting emotional, overly indulgent and involved in something that has nothing to do with us. We don't have nothing to do with Hitty. I'm not gonna say the name. We have nothing to do with that. We're not detectives. If a person really want to become a detective, I would suggest going to school and learning what you can learn. That's what I suggest. If you're gonna learn something, if you're gonna do something, if you're gonna present it to the public, go to school and learn it so that you can be a professional at it, and you will have, your degrees to back you up. It's too many fakes out here that's spewing out misinformation. Other people are going to find this information and they're going to be so confused because there's so many different people that's going against each other, when we can all come together and research and just have our different perspective of what we come up with. It don't have to be that what this person says is set in stone and that is what it is. And that's just not how, that's not what it is. That's not life. Okay. I hope that everyone is surrounded by people who are also observers and who are just enjoying this life experience with you, this journey. Hope that you are loving yourselves, taking the time out to do things that you love to do, giving people hugs, all that good stuff. And until next time, make sure you all, I should start saying this. Make sure you follow me. You know, I don't be on that much, but Instagram, Divine Aquavi Imaj, Day the Healing Podcast. I have God is Goodies. Um, I'm going to be working on my writing, my book, Envy. That's going to be on, I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on Medium or Wattpad or or Patreon. I don't know. Put some in the comments. Give me some suggestions. I don't know. We can do comments now, so I can comment and speaking with everyone. I try to be as I will try to be as what is it called? I'll try to be, more persistent with the cast or with the pod. As far as envy, look out for that. That's gonna be on, Divine Akawabi Yemaj on Instagram. That's where I'll be posting it at. Look for something this week on that. And until next time, guys and goddesses, peace and love each other for freaking free. It doesn't cost anything. Why do we praise things that cost so much money? Meanwhile, we neglect the fact that love is free, respect is free, being nice is free. Like, come on, come on. At this point, take me to Venus. Like, take me to Venus at this point. And until next time, people, peace.